Hello and welcome to the video tutorial of BASIS 2 board, and this is the box that has BASIS 2 board. This has a Xilinx Spartan 300 FPGA chip, and this box comes with the FPGA board and a USB cable to connect it to the computer. And now, as you can see, this is the FPGA chip, the Spartan 300, and this port has 4 buttons and 4 7-segment displays and 4 JTAG connectors, and they are called JA, JB, JC and JD. And this also has 8 switches and 8 LEDs. When you download a bitstream file from our course web page, we can configure these JTAG connectors and the switches and the LEDs. And now I'm going to show how to download a bitstream file into the FPGA board. First, we need to have the USB cable, and one end of the USB cable is a mini USB 2. This we connect it to the board, and other end of the USB is the regular USB 2. This we connect it to the computer. Before we start downloading the bitstream, we need to make sure that these jumpers are connected to the second and third pin. So basically we are connecting second and third pin. So we need to make sure that this jumper is connected between pin number 2 and 3 here. And once this is done, we connect this to a computer. In this computer I have already installed Adept software, which we are going to use it to download the bit file into the FPGA board. And after connecting it to a computer, this is the power switch of the FPGA board. I just turn on the power switch and I open Adept software. And here you can see there are 2 options. One is FPGA and another is PROM. And now we are going to download the bitstream file to PROM. However, you can also download the bitstream to FPGA. Now I am going to show how to download the bitstream file into the PROM. Before that, you all need to make sure that you go to the lab web page and download BASIS 2 bit files for breadboard. So I have already downloaded it. So open the Adept software, and this should say it's connected to BASIS 2 board. If it's not detected, you may need to unplug it and connect it again. When your BASIS board is connected to the computer and if it's turned on, you should be able to see BASIS 2 here. Now select Browse under PROM, and you can locate the BASIS bit file. Here I put it in this folder. You should be able to see BASIS 2 breadboard.bit. Students who are using BASIS 1 board need to download BASIS 1 underscore breadboard.bit. Since this is a BASIS 2 board, we have a BASIS 2 underscore breadboard.bit file. And then select this file and click open. and against pre-rom you can see basis 2 breadboard.bit file is loaded. Now you need to click this button which copies the bit file from your computer into the FPGA board. So when you click, you can notice here the bitstream file will get copied. Say program, it says erasing device, programming successful. So when you see programming successful, that means the bit file has been copied to the FPGA board. After downloading the bitstream file into the FPGA, all these JTAG ports will get configured. Now with this bitstream file, as you can see, JTAG connectors JA and JB, these two will be connected to 8 of these LEDs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You should see 8 LEDs. First 4 points from this JTAG will be connected to the 4 LEDs here, and from JTAG B, first 4 pins will be connected to the last 4 LEDs. The remaining 2 pins here and here, they supply a power source for your external circuitry. So the last pin is VCC and this is ground. So similarly, this is VCC and this is ground. Now I'm going to plug an LED to show you that it's VCC and ground. So when I connect a LED to this, you should see the light is glowing. So similarly here, it is. And it's true for JTAG C and JTAG D. However, the first 4 pins of JTAG C is connected to these 4 switches, and the first 4 pins of JTAG D is connected to the next 4 switches. Basically, JTAG C and JTAG D is programmed as outputs. So when you turn on the switch, you get a logic 1 to the corresponding port, and when you turn it off, it gives logic 0. And JTAG A and JTAG B are programmed as inputs. So when you get a logic 1 at one of these ports, the LED glows, and when the logic is 0, the LED doesn't glow. And let me show you a demonstration with a wire. And now these 4 connectors from JC are connected to these 4 switches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to the first pin of JC a wire which corresponds to the first switch, and I'm going to connect that to the first pin on JB, which is connected to the 5th LED here. Now when I turn on this switch, as you can see, the 5th LED glows. When I turn off, it goes off. Similarly, when I connect the JC first switch, JC first connector corresponds to the first switch. When I connect it to JA first pin, when I turn it on, I expect this LED to glow. Similarly, I can connect it to any of the pins in JC except VCC and ground in the similar way in JD. Now I connect this pin to JD, which means 5th pin. So when I turn on the 5th pin, 5th switch, I get this LED on. When I turn off the 5th switch, this LED goes off. So this acts as an output. When I turn on the switch, it gives logic 1. When I turn off the switch, it gives logic 0. And JA and JB acts as inputs. So when it sees a logic 1 here at this connector, a corresponding LED goes on. And when it is 0, the corresponding LED is off. Thanks for watching.